Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Gary Hobbs, the podcast.
Welcome back to Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Here's the one and only Gary Hobbs.
Todo es, compadre.
Yeah,
Johnny D.
Ahí va.
Oh,
yeah.
Johnny D, Little D,
Yes,
JC.
sir.
Oh, yeah. You're truly OG, the old Gary. We are Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Want to remind everybody, please, that's 3 pleases, compadre. Please subscribe, hit the like, ring the bell, y que Johnny D.
Share.
But share. We need to
Share. Oh, yeah.
We got to make some money here, man. You're listening to Gary Hobbs, the podcast on GaryHobbs.com, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, LaMeraLeona.net Radio every Saturday at 12 noon, and iHeart Podcasts. Big shout out to our proud sponsors, Domingo Garcia Law Firm, CRI Electric in San Antonio, Texas, Triple J Custom Welding, Seguin, Saigon, Texas, Zero Fee Payments, and Air Express Air Conditioning and Heating in San Antonio, Texas. Gary Hobbs, the podcast, real Tejano talk, real Tejano music.
Oh, yeah.
Man, compadre, recap. Let's do our recap. Friday was a very interesting day, compadre.
Oh, yeah. It was compadre. It was.
Let's just tell people just the truth, because I hate to, it's not like I'm just, poniendo dedo. I don't like to just put the finger, but so this is like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Friday, and we are heading to Lockhart, Texas for St. Mary's of the Visitation Catholic Church, Jamaica, compadre. And we get a text, something like Johnny's text, ¿me entiendes?
If you know, you know.
Yeah. We'll explain that later. But we get a text that somebody's not going to make it from the band and not feeling well. Second time he's done it in a month, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then he said that I don't think I can do this anymore. And so our prayers are with him. We're not going to mention his name, Homero Castillo. But Homero's been here 20 years, and he's a wonderful person. Something's been happening there, but we have to explain this because we get a notice that somebody's not going to show up, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we go on at 10 o'clock at night, and we still got to travel like 4 hours, right? And so everybody gets on the phone, tries to score us a musician or two. So we do show up at St. Mary's of the Visitation Catholic Church. Big shout out to Robert Perez and the committee. It was a wonderful crowd.
Oh, yes,
it really
it was.
And right before us, Jaime de Anda was in the house. And legally, I don't know if I can say Los Chamacos or not, but Jaime de Anda, and he sounded great, right?
Yeah, they did.
He had a strong voice. Yeah. And I'm so happy for him because I heard him like about 2 years ago. He andaba batallando. But he did really good. Really big shout out. Jaime de Anda. And so the MVPs of that night, compadre, is a little bit split reward money there. MVP, Rafael Perez. Ralph Perez from Bryan, Texas, a bass player that worked with us in the 90s. And then from here, he went and worked with Jay Perez. And then he disappeared. Because Anna, Ralph got married and raised children. But he's a fine person, Rafael Perez. So y'all connected with him. And he was like almost 2 hours away. This guy shows up. Hasn't played with us a full set like that since the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he sat in once or twice, 3 times at some gigs and at the Fanfare, I think, and something in Bryan, but he did a whole 90-minute set with us, and he did wonderful. Big shout out, Rafael, Ralph Perez.
Shout out, my brother.
Man, we love you, man. We love you.
Appreciate you, bro.
MVP. And our second MVP B part was tú, compadre, because you te fuiste a las drums. A lot of people, well, they do know it, but a lot of people don't know that you play drums just as good as, I don't know about bass, compadre. But you do bajo sexto, you sing lead vocals, you do harmonies, and you're always in on all our recordings. Pero thank you, compadre Jaime, for sitting in on the drums,
problem,
right? And well, we got to Lockhart, we did our show, and las gracias, linda gente de Lockhart. There was people from Bryan that I know of. There was people from where else, compadre?
The Valley, then Eddie Nieto.
Oh yeah, Eddie and Eleanor Nieto.
Yeah.
Dear friends of ours. They're from like McAllen area, ¿verdad?
I think so.
And they're
somewhere
Tejano
there.
Cruisers too.
Yeah.
But big shout out to all of them that supported us on Friday. And Saturday, compadre, here we go. Now we're going to Ralls, Texas, which is another 6 hours or 7 hours, going west and then north. Pero Ralls, Texas, with St. Michael Catholic Church, Jamaica. So our plan was now we couldn't find a drummer. So we can't put you on the drums because then we have no bass player, right?
Yeah.
And Ralph can't make the trip to Ralls. He had a previous engagement. And so Roger Salinas, our accordion player, goes to the drums. And we were like very surprised. He did such a great job. Every song I called out, he was, and the first shout out to St. Michael's Catholic Church, Jamaica, Melissa Hernandez and all their committee. And it was a nice crowd. It was a nice crowd, and we want to thank everybody for making us feel at home there. But our MVP that night, compadre, Roger Salinas on the drums.
Damien, shout out to Damien.
Well, he's going, compadre. Wait, pero Roger was, he did a great job. Never played drums with us. He's been playing the accordion with us, I don't know, about 13 years now.
Yeah.
Pero nunca había tocado la tambora. Tocas tambora, compadre. And so big shout out, Roger. Thank you for going to the drums. And our second MVP, compadre.
Thank you,
that
brother.
Damien guy. Damien on the accordion. He was with the opening band.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch his last name. And okay, so this is the great thing about Damien. So he had a FGC accordion. So all our songs in A or whatever, he transposed in real time. And he played Las Miradas, he played Maldito Amor. Well, Maldito Amor is an F, right?
G.
Yeah. I was close, compadre.
Almost there.
Embarrassed me in front of my own podcast. But Damien se aventó on the accordion. We want to send a big shout out to them. And compadre, that's just the thing, that Homero not showing up, and we hope he's well, and prayers are with Homero. We really don't know what's happening, so we may be looking for a drummer, compadre. Get on it right again. Right after the show, compadre. But how, gracias a Dios that God always provides, and you're talking about a couple of hours before a show, and it's not like somebody like, okay, you know what, I gotta go, and I can't finish cutting the grass outside. Tírame la esquina. This is not the same game, It's not like I'm a surgeon and I can't make the surgery. And so órale, compadre, tú trabájale ahí el appendix, It doesn't work like that, right? In música. Pero man, again, Rafael Perez, Ralph comes in, you go to the drums, and we made it, gracias a Dios. And then Saturday, Roger goes to the drums, and then Damien, man, MVP también, Pero gracias a Dios, we made the weekend again. Once again, we were Lockhart, Texas, and Ralls, Texas. But that's our recap segment aquí on Gary Hobbs, the podcast. We'll be right back with our comment section. Compadre, we like to call it Tejano Cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Be right back. Big shout out to our proud sponsor, Domingo Garcia, and the Domingo Garcia Law Firm, with offices in Dallas, Houston, Odessa, and Fort Worth, Texas. More info at domingogarcia.com.
Hello, welcome back to Gary Hobbs the podcast, and here's mi compadre, the one and only Gary Hobbs.
Boy, compadre Jaime.
Yo, yeah.
Y'all guys need to learn, man. Jay-Z is in the house. Little D,
yes,
Johnny D.
Right.
Here's truly Gary Hobbs. Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Of course, we are in Eagle Pass, Texas. Compadre, on our comment section, we like to affectionately call it Tejano cheese, compadre. Puro cheese, man. But, compadre, we had already told our 19 listeners, we went down. We lost one listener. Our 19 listeners, we had asked them who they thought was like on the top 10 Tejano radio DJs of all time. Pero, pues of all time. So 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds are going to say, no, hombre, en aquel tiempo, el güero polcas. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then today's generation, 30 or 40-year-old, are like, pues, ¿quién era güero polcas, right? But they know this DJ, ¿verdad? Pero we had a lot of participation. Not too many emails, compadre. Nobody, todavía no agarran la onda que for our comment or opinions and stuff like that, or new music. If you're a band and you have new music or music within the last year, that's what we do here on our today's Tejano segment. But you can send all of that to Gary Hobbs, the podcast @gmail.com. Gary Hobbs, the podcast @gmail.com. Pero compadre, we like Debbie Weaver had said, Bonnie Hernandez and Mando San Roman. Pues Debbie's young, right? So and was Bonnie Hernandez, she's a great DJ. Mando San Roman, great. And so many of the Chorizo crew que eran de Houston, DJ Lady V, Valerie Mojica, Big D, Eric Ochoa, another Mando San Roman, Super Loop Figueroa, and then they go into Dan Segura, Johnny Ramirez, Mario Alberto Campos, AC Cruz, the late AC Cruz, Mando San Roman, JD Bolio Gonzalez, Bobby Macias, Lady Di, Rudy the Flash, Big Boy, and also Dr. Rex. Remember we said
Dr. Rex.
Show really sucks. But Rudy Ramos, Danny Casanova, the late Danny Casanova, another Lady Di, Mando San Roman, Joe Morales, Jojo Luna, Johnny Ramirez, of course, Dr. Rex, Joe Morales, JD Bolio, Güero Polcas, right? Monica Peña, who was awarded the best DJ for the first annual All-Star Awards in San Antonio, que me acuerdo. And she's also, if I'm not mistaken, she was the first woman DJ for Tejano Internet Radio. And then she moved on to terrestrial radio and stuff like that. Monica Peña.
For BNet Radio, right?
Yes, always supported us. And big shout out to Monica. Lady V, The Bird, Lady V, Joe Morales. Hijito, I want to tell you. And RQ was mentioned. RQ,
yeah.
He's your Idaho. Lady V, Rock and Roll James, and Daniel Romero, El Zorro, y su pandil, dice. But there were so many lists, but the
Chismosa.
Yeah, Jennifer. Yeah, Chismosa in Lubbock. There's so many people, but the point we wanted to make, remember que we started to say, when they started to pit me with Contra Chente in the Northwest. And I told you, I think I won, compadre, by 1 or 2. And then somebody in Monterrey or somewhere, ¿a quién le vas? ¿A Jay Perez or a Gary Hobbs? Gary Hobbs, compadre. Pero,
Gary.
But Jay pretty much won that one, compadre, I think, has been. But they do a lot of comments. But the thing that I want to do, you see, there's a lot of recognition. All these DJs that we talk about, all these DJs, without them, no somos Tejano music, man. No somos. Pero no puedes decir, y en lo Tejano ahorita, the audience, the fan, the supporter, van a decir, no, pues no hay mejor que Jay Perez. Well, I tend to kind of agree with that, but Ricardo Castellón is also a great singer.
Oh, yeah.
Marcos Orozco, Ram Herrera, like David Marias, So that's why we want to, and I want to get a better list maybe by next week or 2, because without all those DJs, you see, that's how we promote Tejano. There's a lot of DJs that aren't doing it anymore, but in their time, they were supporting Tejano, and they had an audience.
That's right.
And Beto Garza, the late Beto Garza here in Eagle Pass, he started doing a Chicano show on Sundays. Y agarró vuelo, man. And it was a little bit more progressive, the keyboard oriented and stuff like that. But we wanted to recognize, so many DJs that I can only vouch like to the late 70s, maybe hearing, ¿verdad? Tejano music, Chicano music. I don't know what they're going to call it next year, compadre. But they're calling it old music now, classic, lo clásico. I'm tired of all the little, detailing it and putting it in categories, stuff like that. But just think, let me make a point. Saying Jay Perez or Gary Hobbs, but what are we talking about? Like, again, who's got more tennis shoes, or who's got more boots, or who's got more bling, or who's got more, Now, the music speaks for itself. I mean, Jay's a phenomenal artist and singer. And but just imagine if I said the controversy. Just think about it. Who's better, compadre? Mando San Roman or Rock and Roll James? Pues, both of them are great. Both of them do their own thing, and what both of them have done for Tejano is what's supposed to be celebrated, no? Pero you don't hear that. Nah, you don't hear that little shit. You hear, and why me? Why don't you pit Marcos? Why don't you pit Marcos against Ram and see what they say about that, right? But that doesn't uplift, So many younger singers than me that I think that they're very great at what they do, ¿verdad? Pero they need to get promoted, but they need to, have the support, que los apoyen, and have Tejano music, pues shine, right? And it's like saying the controversy here. There you go. Here we are. Today's Tejano cheese. Who's better, compadre? David Dianda or Joe Lopez?
Right into it. Let's go.
Joe Lopez.
Well, yes. And you know why? Because we got one email that came in that somebody said, look at this, Gary, right? So it was David Dianda singing at the Vegas Tejano Takeover. Ahora July 12th, something like that, right?
Yeah.
We know David Dianda, man,
Yeah.
From Excelencia and we're friends. And David Dianda sings really well.
Oh, yeah.
So that video that was sent to us, del Vegas Tejano Takeover, it's like he's playing like another key, he's singing in another key, and pues that's not David Dianda, What happened there? I don't know, I wasn't there. Pero la raza de volada, like,
oh yeah,
hey, David Dianda, hey man, call it quits, David. Yeah. Hey man, he's 66 and I'm 66 and a half, compadre. and I can still power it, compadre. Pero again, David Dianda or Joe Lopez. Now, the David Dianda clip that came out on Tejano 360. Okay. So and that's what all of us saw, Tejano 360, right?
Yep, that's right.
And they give comments and like they don't know David Dianda. He's a good singer. What happened in that song, I don't know, but you and I have been on stage many years.
Yeah, sure,
But
yeah.
we space out sometimes.
Oh yeah, it happens.
Like, it's not like that George Strait movie or that Te Acuerdas Pure Country where he's just, like in limbo. He's, like what's happening and everything in slow motion. And was no. Ours is more like, shit, where am I? Like, what song am I singing, right? But then somebody, MJQ, posted on social media the Joe Lopez show the last Saturday in Lubbock. And we all know Joe Lopez, right?
Yes, sir.
And that video that we saw is just, I can't explain it, compadre. It sounds like one instrumentation was one key. I think the keyboards were the correct keys, because now we're talking Brando. And Joe was just on another key.
Different key, yeah.
A different key. Now, so a lot of people, I saw comments, los Tejanos or that listen, a lot of them le echaron tierra.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Really bad about them. But then there was another social media site, y era más una audiencia mexicana. Y los de Mexico, compadre, they were very more forgiving. They would pay to go see him. They would. It was just something that happened in that song. Now, think Joe's turning 76 in 3 weeks, you know. David Miradas is 76, and David Miradas can sing, you know. So everybody's different, compadre, you know. But Joe Lopez, at the height of his career, prime time, Joe, he may just be number 1 or 2 of all time. That's just in my book.
Yeah.
We're talking music, gente. We're not talking about his personal life. You know, pero in his prime Joe Lopez, he's got to be one of those top GOAT of all times.
Yeah.
But I saw both David Tianda video and I saw the Joe Lopez, compadre. And honestly, compadre, I felt very bad for them. I felt like it was happening to me. Like shit.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Now, I hate to put everybody around the block here, but what was your reaction, compadre? First thing that you saw both of those videos?
To be honest with you, compadre, I just felt bad about him.
Yeah, because
it's really something that you wouldn't expect from them. You know, being top singers.
They're professionals.
They're professionals, man. Sure. I'm pretty sure, like, I would think, just by listening to an instrumentation, you could hear yourself like sing on key, you know.
Yeah.
You hear the guitar, you're playing the guitar, but you can hear it. You're gonna sing on key. There's no way you can't be listening to other music or whatever and being out of key and singing.
Was your experience, compadre? You've recorded, since the 90s, and you've recorded lead vocals and harmonies, and you recorded congas and bass and drums, and so you're a musician that's up there, not just performing, compadre, live, but recording. Yeah. And you're right. I mean, if you're right there, sometimes the monitors sometimes suck.
Yeah.
Live performance. But if you're using in-ears, this is man, okay, well.
You go make a sound check, and by the time you get back to play, everything's off.
And you ask the engineer, así estaba.
Ahí estaba. No le movía nada. No
le movía nada.
Yeah.
But again.
Sometimes you disconnect the monitor, porque it doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Everything's louder than something else or whatever. You can't hear your vocal or whatever. So mejor córtalo, págalo mejor.
But people de volada los chotearon, they le sacaron la garra, right?
Yeah.
But then there's a little bit more video of that night, and they're singing good in the other songs.
Yeah.
What could have happened, compadre? Like, I felt bad for them, and in the comments ahí, que andaban cocos y que andaban pedos y que, la raza will do anything to put anybody that's on a higher platform than you,
Yeah,
when somebody's on a higher platform than you're quick to try and put them down, man.
Yep.
And I see that. Honestly, compadre, entre los mexicanos, I see them like siempre apoyándose.
Yeah.
Y en los tejanos, compadre. And the new generation, the younger generation are pretty. They seem to be like gelling well, se llevan, and wait till they live off of this, and they're not.
Hay más unión en los mexicanos. You see artists jamming out with the other ones, and llegó aquí al baile or whatever. Hey, súbete, and tal de los dos carnales or whatever, playing accordion with aquel y con el otro,
Now, compadre, I don't want to take anything away from this. Because back in the day, Joe and Jimmy, they did a lot of crap. They were SOBs with some things, But and so I'm not saying karma came back, but the way they sang that song, each one of them, they didn't sing like that all night long. Pero la raza, attacked it de volada.
Yeah.
And okay, so I don't want to say I'm protecting senior citizens here, but because I'm a senior citizen, right? Pero how Joe could be singing out of tune like that, it was just, I felt horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Johnny, give me your take.
Well, let's go back first to Los Tigres del Norte. The Mexicanos were not that good with him. So, quiero defender mis Tejanos también. I think it's everywhere, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Because a ellos también, they threw him they dragged him to the floor, gacho. But anyways, my thing is that maybe, I think it was the monitorios. the monitors.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he sounded better on the other ones, or maybe he wasn't warmed up, or I don't know.
Now that audio company, we want to remind you that is sole opinions of Johnny Davila, not this. Okay.
No, I'm just.
No, you're right.
I'm
monitors, a veces, and it was nobody's fault.
Yeah, like Jaime,
like
Jaime said, yeah, you do sound check, it sounds good.
You come
and then
back.
you go back, sometimes,
No, but especially if there's other bands, ya le movieron, ya cambiaron, but.
Yeah.
So it could be that too. Judging from the proximity of the microphone and the way on the monitor was,
Bueno, yo lo
facing,
que digo nomás es lo que de la experiencia que tiene uno como músico, If you have to play without monitors, you need to know what you're doing, como quieran, with monitors or without monitors. You gotta be on key and whatever. Nomás porque no tengo monitor, man, voy a tener el bass desafinado, whatever. There's a tuner, tune it up.
But then again,
or the voice is the same thing with the vocals.
Back in 2001, cuando me fui, I was playing with them for a little bit. I kind of helped them out sometimes, saying porque me decía Brando.
Well, that's another segment. That's
a whole other story.
Well, no, that happens too. Like with me, I'll space out de repente, y mi compadre comes in like, like the Flash, like
saving the day.
2 seconds later, he's singing the part, and But again, that does happen to us. But
it's just my
Bobby
2 cents.
Diaz says sometimers. Yeah, Bobby went through surgery, man. So we want to send a shout out, Bobby Diaz,
Bob,
who's been bus driving us on and off for forever, and he says he sometimes gets sometimers, no Alzheimer's. Sometimes but Bobby had a fall at his house, and he's in ICU in San Antonio. He went through surgery, but he's doing good. Ya se levantó.
Gracias a Dios.
Que ya le está sacando la garra y choking with everybody. So
get well soon, Bob.
Bob, we love you, man.
We'll be ready.
for sure.
Waiting for you here.
Make it quick, Bob.
We need a driver.
But Little D, what do you think of those videos, man? David Dianda and Joe Lopez.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're human, right? So, they might have been having a bad day, bad hour, but from, I guess, the rest of the videos, they made up for it, right? So I just think it was bad timing, and in reference to like maybe they were going through or thinking about something, and it happened to be when they were on stage. But I mean, I lived it with you guys.
Maybe David was looking at that big crowd and he's saying, man, I should be getting paid more than this, right?
Well, that's not where I was going. Maybe, right? But that's kind of what happened with me with you guys. I mean, sound check, everything was fine and dandy. You show up and I see the crowd of people and I panic. So, yeah, I guess.
Woody despedida.
Right? It was that one time and vámonos. Yeah.
Well, again, I just think that the way people just attack it, like, okay, if you're gonna say, man, there's no explanation. He was definitely out of key, both of them. It happens, but then to bring up things of other things or personal or the past, and karma, wow, man. But let's be honest, we all deserve karma, ¿verdad? Mm-hmm. But we've been there, we've been through it, and man, it's no good feeling. I can't say I've been recorded like that, but then again, the 90s no había social media like today. Now,
porque una cosa es tener que haya mistakes, pero una cosa ya es de que toda una canción la cantes out of key
and never adjust halfway in the song to hey, what's happening. Yeah, it's again, man. Pero you know what? If it's something, Dios quiera que no sea, something more serious, like sometimers, or something like that, and then la gente won't forgive that either, Pero everybody's built different,
Right.
I have friends that are younger than me, and de repente they can't be on the road anymore. They just can't hack it. And then there's people that are older than us, and they're still out there. Again, no, it was no pun intended. Pero David Mares is 76 years old, man, and the man can sing. La voz de oro, David Mares. And but again, I saw those 2 tapes, and man, I think I felt worse than they did. Because why? That hasn't happened to me, compadre. Another key, no, but así forget de repente, and it's true. The moment I forget a word, it's like, somebody's looking at me like, hey, is he drinking? Or, I laugh on stage, compadre, and creen que ando coco or ando, and then I'm kind of like really thinking, like an example, Friday at Lockhart, and I'm thinking, shit, tomorrow, what are we going to do about no accordion or no drums, right. And Roger comes through and me ve la gente así medio serio and, oye, anda enojado, He came here with an attitude. He was, you don't know what's going through our mind. So we don't know what's going through David Dianda's, head and Joe Lopez's head when they recorded them like that. Pero, man, we hope everything's well with them, and they're fantastic singers. And again, I personally think Joe Lopez, Prime Joe is one of those. Primetime Joe is one of the goats, man. A huevo, But, this is our commentary segment we like to affectionately call Tejano Cheese-Mess, but this is Gary Hobbs, the podcast in Eagle Pass. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
We want to thank our proud sponsor, CRI Electric in San Antonio, Texas. Family and veteran-owned commercial, residential, industrial electrical services on electrical, data, voice, science, and solar. Give them a call at 210-509-8889. Big shout out Israel and Christine Garza, CRI Electric.
Welcome back to Gary Hobbs, the podcast.
Thank you, Little D, Johnny D.
Yep.
But Jay-Z.
Ooh, yeah.
Hobbs on today's Tejano segment here on Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Real Tejano talk, compadre. Real Tejano music. But before that, compadre, I want to remind everybody of our Gary Hobbs Family and Friends Cruise number 8. Coming January 31st through February 7th, 2027. On board, compadre, Gary Hobbs, the usual suspects, Senior Citizen Night, Stephanie Montiel, Joe Posada, Texas Latino, David Olivares, the Crazy Pimps, Tejano Loco. Special appearances by DJ Tiffy Tiff, Gabriel Zavala, Lily Bella, Johnny D, and maybe more surprises. But visit us at GaryHobbsCruise.com. I want to say that in one breath. Visit us at GaryHobbsCruise.com. Compadre, on board our eighth cruise, we have 3 dances, compadre. No jam sessions, no así nomás, júntate ahí, ponte Crocs y shorts y nomás toca ahí. There's 3 dances, 3 full dances. We have our Gary Hobbs, the podcast, meet and greet with the artist. We have a pool party with Tejano Loco. Our 70s and 80s night, a custom night with Tejano Loco. Tejano Loco Beach Party. What is Tejano Loco Cruise, compadre? Tejano Loco Beach Party at Mr. Sancho's. And this year, compadre, we've added a dance floor to our beach party with Tejano Loco. They're at Mr. Sancho's. Call our travel agent, Happy Mireles, 469-450-1168. Once again, Happy Mireles, 469-450-1168. And always, big shout out Domingo Garcia Law Firm, CRI Electric, Triple J Custom Welding, Air Express, air conditioning and heating, and 0 fee payments. And Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Now, on today's Tejano segment, we have music by Joey Martinez, compadre. Y Miradas.
Miradas.
Yes, sir. That sounds very weird, me saying, but Gary Hobbs, Miradas. This is Joey Martinez, compadre. Joey Martinez y Miradas. He's got a song out, Cara, Inolvidable. And it's written by Ben Apolinar. Yeah, and it's on Chula Records, what we found out. It's produced by Eddie Perez and Rodolfo Rudy Falcon. Yeah. This is Joey Martinez, Cara, Inolvidable.
Fue encanto, el corazón no pudo resistir. sin decirme o hablarme, tú te fuiste muy lejos de mí. No olvidaré esos labios que yo besé, labios tan finos cuando te fuiste, cuando te fuiste, cuando te fuiste, te fuiste de mí. Tu cara inolvidable fue encanto, el corazón no pudo resistir. Y no fue bastante, tu amor alejaste de mí. Cuando te fuiste, te vi llorar y sin decirme o hablarme, te fuiste muy lejos de mí. No olvidaré esos labios que yo besé, labios tan finos cuando te fuiste, cuando te fuiste, cuando te fuiste, te fuiste de mí. Cuando te fuiste, te fuiste de mí. Tu cara inolvidable, tu cara inolvidable, tu cara inolvidable, tu cara.
Zero fee payments, providing trusted payment solutions for businesses of all kinds with no contracts, no hidden fees, and free equipment. For more information, call or text 830-461-0905. Joey Martinez y Miradas, compadre. Cara Inolvidable. It's written by Ben Apolinar. It's on Chula Records. Heard of him, pero really nice. Tejano.
Yeah, sounds good.
Produced by Eddie Perez and Rodolfo Rudy Falcón. Joey Martinez y Miradas. It sounds weird me saying it. Cara Inolvidable.
Maybe he's one of your fans, compadre.
No, compadre, please. Yeah,
But it
compadre.
sounds good. It sounds
It
really
does.
good.
It does sound very Tejano, right?
He's on key.
Sounds. Oh man, I didn't see that one coming, compadre. But it's new music here on today's Tejano segment here on Gary Hobbs the podcast, and a little tidbit for next week. You know, talking about this new music and stuff like that, ¿verdad? But what we're gonna talk about next week, because it's gonna be part of the comment segment, Tejano cheese. Think about it. Just think. These are the things that, you know, I opened up a can of worm because they pitted me against everybody, right? You know, why me? Gente, and then Jay, and then again. But when we said who are like the top DJs of all time, no like ahorita, like I don't think you can be a new DJ the last 2 years and say you're one of the best of all time. I mean, it's just me, compadre. It's my little opinion, our little podcast, yes. But now I got another thing we're going to talk about next week.
Ahora.
Check this out. Lopez Broadcasting, top 20. Rudy Treviño's Tejano Gold Countdown. Now the new one, Cubo, dear friend of mine, top 20 Tejano list. Houston's TejanoHits.com. Tejano Live Radio. TejanoFix.com, top 21. Tejano 24/7, top 20. You look at their charts, compadre, and there's not one song that is in agreement with number 1 or 2 or number 3. So how are we fighting this to get out to public where back in the 70s and 80s, the 90s, estaba controlado, compadre. And now everybody's got something different to say and different opinions. Pero that's something for our listeners to think about. What do they think about these top 20, top 21 lists and the people and the groups that are charting these lists? Now, again, our comments, opinions, new music, you can send them to Gary Hobbs, the podcast at gmail.com. Gary Hobbs, the podcast at gmail.com for next week's segment. This is Gary Hobbs, the podcast. We're in Eagle Pass, Texas. We'll be right back, compadre.
Oh, yeah.
We want to send a big shout out to our proud sponsor, Air Express Air Conditioning and Heating. They're bonded and insured. They do service, sales, installs, and repairs. You can call them at 210-601-2678. That's 210-601-2678. Big shout out Javier and Sally Gomez for all your air conditioning and heating needs. Call Air Express. Before we leave, compadre.
Goddamn time.
So this Saturday, August 1st, we are back at El Social, Houston, Texas. Gary Hobbs, the usual suspects. Man, who's the usual suspect on drums or bass? I don't know. The Crazy Pimps, the award-winning The Crazy Pimps from Eagle Pass. They're in the house with us. Tejano Locos in the house. This Saturday, Houston, El Social, H-Town, Texas, compadre. Saturday, August the 8th. We are in San Diego, Texas, compadre. San Diego, Texas, at Pachanga, Sabor y Música. Ram Herrera, Gary Hobbs, the usual suspects. Saturday, August 8th, San Diego, Texas. Friday, August the 14th, we are with Freddie Records tribute to Don Freddie Martinez Sr. with Texas Rodeo Saloon, compadre. Katy, Texas. Friday, August 14th. Compadre, who's there that night? Mike and the Iconics, Pio Trevino, that Gary Hobbs guy, the usual suspects, David Lee, Jay Perez, La Fiebre, and Don Freddie Martinez Sr. is going to be there. That's Friday, August the 14th, Katy, Texas, at the Texas Rodeo Saloon. Now, Saturday, August 15th, we are back in Dallas at the BFW with our dear friend Nick Juarez, Dallas D-Town Nighters. That's sold out, compadre.
All right.
All 50 tickets, it's sold out, compadre. Saturday, August 15th, Dallas, Texas, with our dear friend Nick Juarez. Now, Saturday, August 22nd, we are back at Mustang Sally, San Antonio, Texas. Big shout out. Lopez Entertainment, Rudy Lopez, his lovely wife. And Saturday, August 29th, we are in Arlington, Texas, for a private event. Private kind of guys, compadre. But, of course, our websites are GaryHobbs.com for Gary Hobbs and the usual suspects. For our cruises is GaryHobbsCruise.com. GaryHobbsCruise.com. And more social media, Facebook, Instagram, X is Gary Hobbs Official. And TikTok is GaryHobbs.official. I want you to subscribe, like, share, ring the bell, send us comments or opinions or new music to Gary Hobbs, the podcast at gmail.com. Any shout outs before we leave, guys?
We got a shout out to my brother, AD. Happy birthday.
Shout out AD. Happy birthday, man.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Shout outs, compadre?
Yeah. I want to send a shout out to mi cuñada. Happy belated
Hijo
birthday
de
to
su
my
compadre.
cuñada Phyllis.
Cuñada
That's,
Phyllis.
That's
birthday.
my brother's David's wife.
There you go.
In Wisconsin.
There you go.
And to one of our true fans and supporters del podcast, compadre, my nephew Hector Ramos out of San Marcos, Texas.
Big shout out.
Always listens and waiting for our next podcast every day.
Shout out, Hector.
Shout out, Hector.
Shout out.
Little D, any shout outs? No,
I'm good. Not
Hey,
today.
compadre, so Little D, your brother, he's in Wisconsin. Is he a cheesehead or a Packer fan? Or is he's a Packer fan.
Nos cambió.
There's a rivalry.
Nos
ahí, ¿no?
dejó, compadre.
Engasó a la jefa que también se hiciera Packer fan.
Really?
No, well, that's major words. Doesn't know, compadre. Doesn't know. But once again, Gary Hobbs, the podcast, Eagle Pass, Texas. Subscribe, like, share, ring the bell. Comments, opinions, and new music, please send it to us at Gary Hobbs, the podcast at gmail.com. Until next week.
See you guys.
Dios los guarde. Dios los cuide. No more comments. Until next week, God bless. Gary Hobbs, the podcast. Real Tejano talk. Real Tejano music. See ya.